We don't want to get to a point where we are blaming anybody. Because blame has never helped anybody.
Okay.
We want to make sure we do the right thing. All of us, collectively. The opposition must do their thing. Government must do what it ought to do. IEBC must play its role. UDA cannot win in Malaba. UDA cannot win in Bere North. If it happened that their candidates are declared the winners, I, Manyora, Mwana wa Nezia, Hwa Musa, I, Manyora, will conclude that there was some rigging. That power does not concede. People in power, that's why even when 2 terms are over, people have a problem even accepting they want to go because of what power, the nature of power. So Ruto seeking a 2nd term, I do not expect him to just say, okay, if I'm defeated, I go. He will do everything not to go.
Well, a very good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Candid Talk here on Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Evans Okinya. I'm glad that you're here with us. I'm here with Professor Herman Manyora. Prof, how are you?
Fine.
I met a friend of mine in town and we were having this conversation, and he's not actually taking keenly to your statement on the other day about the possible rigging of elections, especially the by-elections here. Yes. And he's saying, why is Prof trying to peddle some of these things here? Because they're saying, look, you're even saying that if at all the government will be able to rig in these elections, then it's an indicator that in 2027 things may go that same direction.
Yeah.
They're not actually buying this, and
why not?
A number of them are quite actually angry with you.
Why not?
Because they're saying here, why is it that you're doing this? Why are you telling them that it's possible that the government would rig these elections, first of all? Did you really mean that it's possible?
Yeah.
Because they are trying to ask me how you...
We have lived with the election rigging from 1963. So it's not fiction. Yeah, in this country, rigging is a reality.
And they were wondering that you had to go to an
And even the Supreme Court has said as much, agreed with us.
That you took them
that this
through
country
a
has
chronological account of events of how rigging has taken place over the past years, and then here we are.
Yes, and it can continue. What I was trying to say, if said Panyako of DAP loses the Malava by-election,
yes,
I would suspect foul play. And I could be wrong, but I would suspect foul play. If Newton Karish loses the Mbeere North by-election, I would suspect foul play, which in Kenyan English is called rigging. So I was saying, if that happens, then the opposition must quickly move to establish, 1, indeed there was rigging. 2, how the rigging was done. Because you can always see, when you look at a stolen election, you can see what happened. All of them, without exception. And I think I tried to show that in the other video, in the other show.
Yes.
To show how the rigging has been taking place.
Yes, well, you're giving that account.
I can even predict if elections were to be rigged in 2027, how they will be rigged. I can predict with almost certainty. So then they move to see how the election was rigged. And then they apply that to 2027. Not because the same strategy will be deployed, but you can see a pattern. They should employ engineers to help them to establish patterns from 1963, but more particularly from 2007. And of most relevance, 2013, 2017, 2022. You can see the pattern. Then if you rope in how this election would have been rigged, if it is rigged, you can for sure predict how the 2027 election will be rigged. Yeah.
How do you respond to those calling you an alarmist for raising such kind of concerns?
I'm talking about, I'm in a country where rigging is known to have happened from 1963. So how is it alarmist?
Okay.
And I love this country. I'm saying 2027 is different from the other elections. If you attempt to steal 2027, you could plunge the country into chaos, into anarchy. So we want people to win clean. That's why I keep telling the opposition, do not assume that you'll defeat Ruto. Deploy sufficient strategies to defeat Ruto. And I keep telling Ruto also, deploy sufficient legal strategies to defeat the opposition. And let everybody see this election was free and fair, but Ruto has won. Kalonzo has won. Matiang'i has won. That's what I'm talking about. The alternative is too bad to contemplate. Yes.
Those who believe actually that looking at the kind of circumstances that we are in right now, with the advancement in technology and of course the advent and advancement as well of the social media platforms, and how people are actually engaging right now in politics, the kind of awareness in the country, it will be sufficient to actually lay off any fears of rigging.
No.
They're saying it will not be possible for that to happen this
Every
time.
time we have thought like that, somebody has
They're
come
saying
up.
this is not 207.
No, you know, 207, we didn't expect what happened to happen. 2013, we knew that it wouldn't happen, and there were reasons, sufficient reasons, it happened. 2017, same, and the Supreme Court said it, nullified the elections, presidential election. 2022, we saw what happened. So it is still possible. What you are saying is true to the extent that it will be very difficult to rig this election. But nevertheless, once you have established why it will be difficult to rig, the firewalls, then your next question must be, how is it possible to mess the next election despite all this? Because what stands out clearly in 2027, that the young people are awoke, like you people say.
Yes.
And technology is advancing every single day. Not every year, every single passing day. Something new with technology is coming up. I foresee a situation where, with precision, the young people will tell you how many people have voted in every polling station in the country. Periodically, after every 1 hour, they'll tell you, Lumbei polling station, so far 10 people have voted. After another one, so far 40 people have voted. Close of business, gates have been closed. So far, we only have 328 people who have voted. Those kind of things will be very difficult to penetrate. So, and then simultaneous, real time, relaying of results. The moment they are counting, there will be cloud facilities established by young people, so that simultaneous, real time, you can tell how many votes Ruto has. That will not be IEBC. It will be media, it will be young people. So then you still ask yourself, despite all this, what are the possible avenues for rigging this election? And you can always come up with some. And that's what I'm saying. Because I'm saying so not because I want to scare anybody. I'm saying so because I know what a rigged election will mean to this country. Yes.
Talking of, you don't want to scare anyone, there are people who believe that this kind of statements may actually scare away voters and lead to
Why would they be scared?
Voter suppression.
Why would voters be scared?
Because they will be like, already you've told them that it's possible that...
no, but
the
rigging
elections
is
will
always
be
a
rigged.
possibility.
And therefore, somebody wouldn't see any value in going to the polling
Rigging
station if
is
already you've
always
told them that it'd be rigged.
rigging is always a possibility. So, using the by-elections that we are now going to have, I think, in a matter of hours, we can then prepare ourselves for 2022 in a better way. 2027. That's what I'm saying. Who am I scared? I can't scare them, but I want people to vote. Yeah. People should turn out and vote. People should register. Young people should turn out to register and vote. This is their country. This country doesn't belong to me. I'm not even a Kenyan. This is your country. It's not my country. You can evict me if you want, because I don't belong here. Yeah.
Where do you belong?
Yeah.
Where do you belong?
Let me not say it. God could hear it.
So looking at
But
this...
he knows even before we say, yeah? We'll continue.
So you're saying you are making these statements because it's a possibility?
It is always with us. It's ever present. It's a possibility. We discussed these things in 2017. We said that these elections could be rigged. People dismissed us, but the elections were rigged. The Supreme Court confirmed. So what is it we are talking about here? In 2022, people said, no, nobody will rig because the system. But when you look at what transpired in the Supreme Court. The election was not what it should be. Free, blah, 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 and verifiable. Yeah.
We have three key players in these elections, especially the by-elections that we are having right now. There is the electoral body, of course, the IEBC. There is the side of the government, and there is the side of the opposition, at least so to say. If at all it goes that way, and we see some sort of foul play by the end of the elections, then who then bears, or rather carries the heaviest responsibility here in terms of who would Kenya be looking to? I don't want to ask that question directly of who is it to blame, if at all we get to that particular
We don't
situation.
want to get to a point where we are blaming anybody. Because blame has never helped anybody.
Okay.
We want to make sure we do the right thing. All of us, collectively. The opposition must do their thing. Government must do what it ought to do. IEBC must play its role.
And what makes you think that the government side is going to be involved into this called rigging?
Who says this government side? It could be.
It
could even be opposition.
You've said here that if Seth Panyako
I'm
loses,
saying in this particular instance, yeah.
If
Supposing as we go towards 2027, Ruto is winning, and we all know he will get by 55, 60%, and then he loses. You could safely predict that there was some foul play.
So in this,
That's what I'm saying.
That is in 2027. But then in this instance, we're talking about the by-elections.
I have said, in a very simple way, said Panyako is winning by a landslide.
Yes, and you said.
So if he doesn't win, some side will have rigged the election.
Which side?
The side that stands to lose the election.
That's the government side.
Yes.
And that is the same thing that
I've said it. Haven't I said it?
And you've said as much that if Karish on the other end loses, then you'll predict some sort of foul play.
That is me. And I could be wrong.
And my question is why
I'm not an institution. I don't have any institution.
Why would you believe that the government has
I'm not an agency of anybody.
Why is it so easy for you to believe that the government shall have rigged that?
Not government shall have rigged. You are not getting. Is it English or what is it? And Luos are good with English.
What is it here? Because at the end of the day, we are having opposition candidates.
I am telling you, according to me and to many other people, government, let's say UDA, which is government and UDA are one and the same.
One and the same thing.
Because we have a UDA government. UDA cannot win in Malaba. UDA cannot win in Bere North. If it happened that their candidates are declared winners, I, Manyora, Mwana wa Neja, Musa, I, Manyora, will conclude that there was some rigging.
And that is when...
And I could be wrong.
Yeah, but that is the same thing I'm saying.
Yes, so what are you asking me?
That is, I'm asking you.
Yes.
Why is it that you would conclude that based on your own assessment that...
Because I am saying I do not see how they can win in a free and fair election. And this is something that we do all the time. Sometimes an election is so clear. Sometimes an election you have to wait until the last vote is counted. But there are elections which are so clear. Everybody knew Kibaki was winning in 2002. It was so clear. What were we waiting for? There's nothing we were waiting for. Yeah. That's why people were so shocked when at some point Raila began to appear like he was being beaten by Kibaki. The needy votes came in. Nobody, because everybody knew Raila was beating Kibaki. For me, it was very simple. I only waited for sample results from Rift Valley. That's what I was waiting for. And the moment I heard from Boringo, Bomet, Kericho, Nandi, and Raila was getting 90-something% of the votes, I told everybody around me Raila has won. The Kalenjin were going to be the deciding factor in that vote. And they were all voting. Then a few places in the country. And we saw the moment the votes began coming in and Raila was getting in those areas without giving Kibaki any chance. Where Raila gets 400 votes, Kibaki is getting 2 or 3 or 10. In deciding places like the Rift Valley. We knew Raila had won. So these things you don't even need to wait for the last vote. But they are like Kaspuru Kabondo. You'll have to wait until the last vote is cast. Magarini. UDA is in Magarini. ODM is in Magarini. DCP is in Magarini. But why are we not saying Magarini? Because you'll wait for the last vote to be counted. Why are we not talking about Ugunja? Ugunja, we know all obvious ODM is winning. It's not.
Actually,
there's no contest.
In fact, I don't think if the last time I was in Ugunja,
there's no contest.
There are no campaigns going on.
So now, supposing you hear ODM has lost, those are the sort of things I'm talking about. But for Kaspur, you have to wait until the last vote. For Magarini, you have to wait until the last vote. But for Mbere North and Malava, we already know who is winning, and it's not UDA. So should it turn out it's UDA, then one must begin to ask, what went wrong? So other people will begin looking for scientific explanation, even come up with an inquiry to find out how they lost. But for me, a man of common sense, I will just conclude the election was rigged.
How do the opposition now actually, how can they organize themselves so that they avoid getting themselves in that situation? Because recently, you remember Stephen Kalonzo making that particular statement.
Yes.
And in a nutshell, it was seeming like they were already aware of something that the government is planning. And
I asked Kisha in a show we had with Kisha, because he's a big boy in the opposition. I asked him, Kisha, are you prepared to look at what happened in the event you lost? They say no. But I also asked him much earlier. You are already lamenting. When you see somebody complaining in an election, show me a person complaining about rigging, and I'll show you the loser of that election. That pattern again has been established. The moment somebody begins to complain about rigging, they have lost before they start.
Okay.
Why are you talking about rigging? Come up with strategies to ensure nobody rigs your election. It's as simple as that.
So how then?
Kwani mwenye anarigi yako na nini?
So according to that statement that was made by Kalonzo Musyoka wasn't...
It's a very scary... The followers should be very scared. You don't say that. No. If I run for elections, I will never say this. Somebody's planning to rig. I'll make sure he doesn't rig. So, he doesn't rig. You can't steal my election. Mine, you can't. Ruto's, you can't. I think Ruto and I are almost the same. You can't steal my election.
How? What is it? What tactics will
you
employ?
I know the tactics. I'm telling you, I knew in 2013 what they will do. I wasn't surprised. I knew in 2017, I wasn't surprised. So, 2022, if there's anything, I would know what they will do. Before the elections were done in 2022, I could see where the rigging was going to come from. How do you bring two sets of ballot papers? And from 34A. Is an error. What kind of error is that?
You are a close associate of Raila Amolo Odinga. Why didn't you raise that?
They don't listen. They don't listen.
Huh.
They don't listen.
So you could see from far that these things are going to happen.
Of course. If I was running Raila's election,
yes,
he would have become president in 2013, 2017, 2022. Who is there on the other side to beat me? If I was running Raila's election. And there are many people who knew it. But they made sure I wasn't doing it. He would have become president. You cannot rig an election if I'm involved on one side. You can't rig against that side. You cannot, not me. Somebody else, but not me. Because I can see with all the firewalls, with all the serious involvement of the Gen Zs, how difficult it will be to rig 2027. But I can penetrate through that firewall and see this is what somebody can do. And rig that election. I have the capacity to see it. And I'm not the only one. What normal happens, Kenyans, our Kenyan politicians, the people we call leaders, of course they are not leaders, both in government and in the opposition, both in terms of running government and running politics, our leaders do not know the meaning of identifying intelligent men and women. They go for sycophants. If you sit with a political leader, you leave the room feeling very sorry for him and for the opposition. You go there as a person who knows, who can advise. But that 1 hour or 2 hours you are together, he'll be the one speaking. Yeah, he's the one speaking. Today, if you meet any of these opposition leaders, and I think I've met all of them, they just talk about how Ruto has lost the election. If you listen to them, you think Ruto will not even get 10% of the votes. And they believe it, and they speak it. First, they will not listen to you if you try to draw their attention to the fact that you need to be more careful than you are. They will not listen to you. Secondly, they don't even give you a chance to speak. He can sit here, you sit here for 1 hour or 2 hours. He'll speak until you part ways. So I never get surprised when they lose elections.
Okay. We don't want to get to that extent of rigging, so to say, in as much as you're predicting that it's
rigging
possible.
is bad because it can plunge the country into chaos.
Yes.
And that's why I'm saying all the players, I'm not leaving out any of the players, including Kenyans themselves. They must ensure we have a free and fair election in 2027. I have said the alternative is disaster. But for that to happen, the people who bear the greatest responsibility, not IEBC, not William Ruto, the opposition. Because those in power anywhere in the world never want to cede ground. Anybody in power never wants to let power go. That's how power works. So to expect Ruto to just cede power is to be naive. That's how power works. So I'm not placing much responsibility, much as I'm telling Ruto, please ensure you win fairly. But I'm intelligent enough to know how power works. That power does not concede. People in power, that's why even when 2 terms are over, people have a problem even accepting they want to go because of what power, the nature of power. So Ruto seeking a second term, I do not expect him to just say, okay, if I'm defeated, I go. He will do everything not to go. Yeah, it's normal. That's how power works. For IEBC is a small thing like this. I can't even see it in my finger. Where is it? Where is IEBC here? I don't even have long nails, but I can't see IEBCs in these short nails of mine. That's where IEBC is. Inconsequential. The role of IEBC, in fact, is IEBC only has a role because of politicians. Especially opposition. Politicians. They give it a role it doesn't have. IEBC has no role. IEBC is just facilitative. And once you put your foot down, IEBC will do what it's supposed to do and is also irrelevant. Case in point, when people go to Bomas of Kenya, what are they going to do in Bomas of Kenya? And the law is clear. Elections take place at the polling station. Everything ends at the constituency. What are you coming to do in Bomas? You are a serious politician. Unaenda Bomas kufanya. You know your votes at the polling station. You know the tally at the constituency, and that's where it ends. What are you coming to do in Bomas? You should know whether you have won or not. The people who must ensure we have credible elections are the opposition. In the natural order of things, it is they who should ensure we have a free and fair election.
How will they do this? Now, that is a big problem here.
In 2 ways. The first way is they are in a position of advantage to win with a landslide. That's the surest way. If the opposition are in a position to get this thing early in the morning at 70%, who can rig an election that has been won at 70%? Unless you bring the military to shoot people and force them to accept. Unless you do a Sulu Hassan. So if people are winning at 70%, the first task for the opposition is to get a landslide. a Kibaki 202 moment. That way they ensure there's no rigging. Nobody can rig. Nobody can rig. Sweet as power may be, Ruto will not manage to do anything about it. The second way is to deploy strategies to ensure nobody can rig the election. That they do not by listening to themselves, which is what they are doing all the time. Not by dismissing Ruto, which is what they are doing. That's fatal. To dismiss Ruto is fatal. So, one, they listen to themselves. They don't know the value of intelligence, of brains, of minds. You need to look for the best minds to work with you people in the opposition. And design strategies. And stop listening to themselves. Stop surrounding themselves with brokers and buccaneers, conmen, political conmen, people who specialize. Saa hii mtu akona plot, anajua by the time elections are over, nyumba yake imeisha. Atakuwa ameijenga. Mwingine nyumba imekwama hapo kwa wall plate. Anangoja tu siasa ianze. Itaisha na aingie kwa hiyo nyumba. Mwingine akona flats huko Kisumu, anajenga flats, imefika second floor imekwama. Hata miti imemea ndani, nyazi. Anaingia kwa kina Kalonzo, atapata pesa ya kumaliza hiyo nyumba. And they never learn. They always listen to buccaneers, political conmen and brokers, cheerleaders. Because those people are clever, they know what to tell them. They tell them what they want to hear. I was in Nandi. Do you know what? Ruto will not even get 1,000 votes in Nandi. Kalonzo up. Yes. So those guys are clever. They go to Gachagua and tell me, you know what? You think Ruto even has a chance? The Kipsigis. They're out of Ruto. Completely. Did you hear somebody say this? Unakumbuka nani? Yes. Huko ni one town. If you came to me, if I'm running and you spoke, I slap you. I just kick you out of my office or my house. But that's what they want to hear. And those guys specialize in that. And tell them, because of that, they go into slumber. When you are facing an opponent in a war like the one of 2027, you start by assuming that your opponent is so tough, you have to put in that war everything you have. And you only listen to strategists, not cheerleaders. You get me?
I get you.
So between IEBC, William Samoei Ruto, with all the government institutions and agencies, which includes the intelligence and everything, and then the opposition, the person with the highest responsibility of ensuring we have a credible election that Kenyans will believe in is the opposition. Only the opposition will save this country from anarchy. And I want to repeat by doing two things. First, they must plan, organize, and do everything to make this victory a landslide victory, which nobody can steal. Secondly, and related to that, they must deploy serious strategies to ensure even if somebody were to attempt stealing, they will not steal. In 2013, going by 2007, people told Raila Odinga, my friend, rest in peace, this election is won only on one thing, guarding your vote at the polling station. Agents. Number one, agents. Number two?
Agents.
Number three?
Agents.
It didn't happen. 2017. There was even a pay bill number which Kalonzo was holding. Number one, agents. Number two?
Agents.
Number three?
Agents.
It didn't happen. And if you looked at the Supreme Court, 2022, it came out dramatically that even monies that had been released for agents was not used. Number one?
Agents.
Number two?
Agents.
Number three?
Agents.
Today, as I speak to you, hours before the Mbere North, Malava constituency, and other by-elections. The question is not on votes. It's not even on mobilizing. The opposition has enough votes in Malava. The opposition has enough votes in Bere North. The opposition has mobilized enough people to go and vote in Malava. The opposition has mobilized enough people to go and vote in Bere North. The focus now is on the vote.
So far, have they done anything that
I don't
convince
know.
you
I don't know. I don't
they're
talk to
willing
them.
to
I don't
protect
know.
this
They are not.
particular
I'm not in their team. I'm not their consultant. I don't work with them. But I meet them over a cup of tea, and I can see they don't listen. The focus is not on mobilizing people to vote, not on looking for votes. They are past that. It's a question of where they sit together today. In Malava, I don't know how many polling stations there are. All MPs from Western who are aligned to the opposition and the nearing areas, all those MPs from Western, of DAP, of UDA, whatever they are, or aligned MPs, first
Anybody
of all,
aligned to the opposition?
position,
Yes.
must be deployed in Malava. All of them. All big boys in that area. As I want to remind Gachagua and Kalonzo, Ruto will remember very well because he doesn't need to be told. During Moi's time, and I tried to sell this idea to some politicians in 2013, 2017, 2022. During Moi's time, whenever there was an election, then you will see all the big people from your area. Anybody who is who. The big engineers in the ministry. The principals of schools across the country. The DCs, whatever, the big people, if they are not involved directly like DCs. All the big boys and girls from your district, you will see them during an election. All of them. Moi would have deployed anybody who matters from Siaya. And the people who of my age can relate to what I'm saying. Anybody who matters, somebody you have not seen for 5 years, you will see him. And all the notables, all the big civil servants, all the heavyweights, even businessmen, Moi will have deployed all of them in the constituency and in the district. That is what Gachagua are supposed to do now. If they don't do it, they should forget about these by-elections and they should forget about 2027.
Forget about these by-elections, forget about 2027. There are people who feel that these
If
are
you can't
just...
if you can't manage 2 constituencies, how will you manage 290?
There are people who feel that these are just but by-elections. But you say here these things are...
They make a statement.
To what extent are they a reflection
They
of...
make a statement.
Okay.
Yes, they make a statement, correct.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is it from Professor Herman Manyora here. Weigh in and tell us what your thoughts are on the by-elections that are just maybe a couple of hours away. We're waiting to see what happens. Till then, allow me stop this conversation for now till we have it again. Have yourself a lovely day. My name is Evans Okinyi.